Welcome everybody. Come on in and have a seat. My name is SIsterlyThrower, and we're taking a gander here at the achievement section for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I was like seconds away from leaving the library thinking you were going to stream, so good on you for going live at that moment, or I would have been annoyed I had to go back upstairs. You know me, I love to make your life annoying. Also, hi. Hi, buddy. How you doing? I was just taking a look here at the achievements for the game. And in looking up some of these achievements, I realized that there has actually been a patch recently. Or there will be a patch. Here we go. What is this patch? This patch is 1.2, implements in-game support for several upcoming content drops. The largest of those drops, the first episode of Odyssey's Fate of Atlantis DLC titled Fields of Elysium, releases April 23rd. So we do actually now apparently have a confirmed release date for the first episode of Fate of Atlantis. Lost Tales of Greece missions. Custom gear loadouts allowing you to quickly switch between your favorite combinations of armor and weapons for different encounters. Some balancing things. Some bug things. Yeah, this is all balancing and bug issues. Nothing else major there. But, of course, the interesting part being we now have the release date. Fields of Elysium, we're going to the underworld. What the is that what that is? Is that what Elysium is? Because if you look, sorry, I keep going back to this. I was actually paging through some of the, what are you doing, game? Some of the achievements. Just to see how many I had missed. Let's take a look. Where were they? Okay, complete every story has an ending? Yeah, that's where very noble and prestigious people go when they die. Interesting. I wonder why Elysium. These are all Lost Tales of Greece that have been released already. This one, no one's ever done it, and the symbol's different, so I'm guessing this has to do with Fate of Atlantis. This one doesn't even have an explanation. Here they are. Kill all overseers in Elysium. And Tartarus is like where very bad people go. Interesting. Destroy all of the Marble Maiden tributes. Collect all the Keeper's insights. Win the conquest of Elysium with freed humans from the 3 main regions. Because I was thinking, we haven't been to any place called Elysium here. I actually did span over the map looking like, was this an island that I just missed or something? But yes, that's where the DLC is going. And like I said, that is April the 23rd, which is that a Sunday? Oh, no, duh, that's a Tuesday. My bad. My bad. Sorry, as you guys can recall, I was having some issues with my contact. I had to call the stream early here yesterday. I've found a temporary fix for those issues. So I will be finishing this tonight. However, it did not save any of my progress. So, that's over. You have some Mortal Kombat news. Okay, let's hear it. What's up? What is going on in the world of Mortal Kombat? Peekaboo. No. Alexios, why would I want you to jump in the hole? Use that big brain of yours. Oh, 1-2 butt punch maneuver. So Ed Boon did one of those rapid fire interviews. Some of the questions were not relevant and throwaway, but he did confirm some very important things. 3 pretty big things. Okay. Good build up. Tell me about these 3 pretty big things. I don't think anybody can hear us. Good. No loot boxes in the game, so yay. Always good to hear about no loot boxes. Multiple endings, but wouldn't confirm how many, so that makes me think more than 2. I'd have to agree. I mean, there's probably more than 2 in there. But then again, I wouldn't be, like, largely shocked if it was just 2. Sorry, I'm just waiting for that 3rd thing. Kind of taking your sweet time there, man. You can't just tease me with all this Mortal Kombat news. Oh. At launch, not sure if that means base level or if there are unlockable characters, even though that's never been a thing, so who knows. There will be 25 fighters. And with DLC, he said in the 30s. An interesting idea. And I find it interesting, too. I mean, the easy answer, of course, is that it's probably just in the DLC. But, my question immediately becomes, is your, katana person in there? OMG, let me type down. Oh, you know me. Always got to fill the conversation with something. Oh, there are 2 of you. That's a friendly hello, hi, hey. Oh, crap. Yeah, I find it really interesting that out of 30 some odd characters, your katana person isn't in there. Mylena, sadly, I don't think she's going to be in the game. I mean, spoiler alert, she did die at the end of Mortal Kombat 10. But this game is all about time travel and parallel universes, so I figured they could bring her back. Oh, yeah, when you open the door like that, I mean, nothing is out of bounds. I don't know, you know me, I'm always going to be one to tell you to be hopeful. Oh, jeez. That worked? Let me look at the leak roster. I want to count the characters leaked. Okay, definitely. Definitely. I'd love to hear you speculate about who's there. The new Elder God, Cetrion, we stand, but she doesn't move as fast as I want, so that's sad. So she might not be my main. Is that how Mortal Kombat works? I know that's kind of a, well, I know I've always heard that as kind of a, like Smash Brothers thing. But do you have a main in Mortal Kombat? And how do you know how fast she moves? Oh, hi, buddy. Butt punch. Oh, no, that was a groin punch. And yeah, of course. Okay. I never played Mortal Kombat in my life, but man. If the animations lined up on that better consistently, that would be much cooler. They've shown gameplay? Oh. I just didn't want you to be just instantly believing what you hear. Come over, it was one of the games I re-downloaded my PS4 so I can play and get my fingers ready for it. I mean, you'd wipe the floor with me, but somehow I don't think you'd care.
Probably just a bird, but I'll check.
Sometimes I forget you can whistle in this game. And not like you, creepy, like, whistling at girls type thing. Oh. Oh, you put a bounty on my head. Bye-bye bounty. It's like bye-bye birdie. Oh, that's a wolf. Could not figure out what was making that sound nearby. Uh-oh. I mean, I won't use Melina. You can use a player I'm bad at if you want. Oh no, I don't care if I lose. Because the experience is never about whether I win or lose with my friends. It's more, I mean, I know this doesn't happen in Mortal Kombat 11, but the only problem I ever have with people being better than me at a game, like a friend being better than me at a game, is if you're better than me, that's fine. But don't overwhelm me so much that I don't have a chance to learn. Like, if you could one-hit kill me as Melina, that I would have a problem with. But use whoever you want. So in this image, there are 25 characters in space for 34. Interesting. Very interesting. Why 34? Why not 35? Groin punch. Not a combo person. I've been watching people play, and holy shit, the things they pull off. Yeah, my fingers are never smart enough for those, like, combo games. My fingers struggle enough as it is with, like, Super Smash Brothers. Alright, so I got one captain and one treasure left. Alright, there's my captain. Oh, I did just totally miss the treasure. Okay. Play the Mortal Kombat 11 beta. Are you talking about, like, personally or, like, on stream? So I'll play that on stream. I mean, Melina could be DLC. That's what I was wondering. Is could they really come up with 34 people and not have space for your one person who's been... I mean, yeah, I guess there may be a narrative issue. But, like, that's an easily fixable narrative issue. God, after, like, 45 attempts, we finally got the place done. That's what I've been watching people play. I just wanted to clarify. Oh. Space for 34 total, not 34 blank spaces. Yeah, I mean, I get that. What I'm saying is, like, in all of those spaces, I know a lot of them are filled, but eventually you run out of people to the point where you have to wonder why isn't someone who, you know, admittedly I thought was something of a regular in the series could not be there. But DLC usually never has story implications, hence why we've had Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees. Wait, are those actual DLC? Or are those, like, joke, like, haha, we think we're gonna get those type DLC? Where do I want to go? I'll go here. Those are real. I mean, she's been in every game since Mortal Kombat 2 or 3. Huh. I know the poor guy, I can't remember if it was Ed Boon or someone else, like, on Ed Boon's team, but somebody did actually have to come out and say that Shaggy is not going to be a thing. I remember that. But the fact that the rumor picked up so much hype, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Freddy was dope. Jason was slow but punishing. I never liked that playstyle. I like medium moving techniques. Oh. Yeah, I always go for the middle ground in pretty much any game I ever play, ever. Any genre, any style, any difficulty. I always shoot for, like, whatever the, circumstance appropriate, like, middle ground is. How did I miss this? They almost had Neo from Matrix and Injustice, but it fell through. That was in the interview I watched. That's cool. I wonder why that fell through. Was that like a licensing thing? Sorry, I'm looking up another news story I wanted to discuss with you guys. Maybe because Injustice and Matrix are both owned by Warner Brothers, so who knows? Kotaku posted about the Pokemon stuff. Really, I'm gonna pull that up. See what the read up is there. Definitely keep me in the Oh wow, yeah, right out in front. Cecilia D'Anastasio. Accusations of sexual predation are rocking the Pokemon YouTube community after 12 alleged victims made public statements against 4 individuals, including Kyle the King Nappy McNeil. These conversations outing alleged predators among Pokemon YouTubers began last week after a 19-year-old student named Sylvian, who asked Kotaku to keep her real name private, published a YouTube video titled "Finally Coming Forward." In the video, Sylvian accuses Nathan Putnam, who goes by Decatur and makes graphics for widely regarded Pokemon YouTubers, of asking her for nude pictures when she was 15. Oh, jeez. Putnam worked with many of the biggest names in his community and appeared at live events with them. 4 women have accused him of preying on them when they were either underage or just barely 18. Sylvian said over a Discord voice call that she met Putnam on the Twitch channel of Pokemon streamer Shady Penguin, after which Putnam looked her up on Twitter, which led to regular conversations online. After sending her shirtless pictures of himself via Snapchat, classy, Putnam asked for nudes, which she said she initially declined. He continued to make me feel like the bad guy. Eventually, she assented. Sources say Putnam was in his early 20s, which Kotaku is working to confirm. Oh, this is a big article. It was really annoying to me, but I was kind of scared of him. He had a larger following than me and worked with all these bigger names, people I looked up to. And I want to speak out because who's going to believe me? Messages between herself and Putnam are on an old phone, and that she cannot corroborate that he knew her age. Public statements and interviews with 3 other women who are either underage or just 18 while in contact with Putnam indicate that his behavior was part of a pattern of predation. Over Twitter DMs and Discord messages, 2 of these women described how Putnam aggressively demanded naked pictures from them, even after expressing how uncomfortable they felt. 2 more say he hit on them when they were underage. One of them, who goes by Carolyn, said that she came forward because I feel it's important for everyone to know the horrible things he's done, not only to myself but many others. As he is or was a part of an online community full of kids, this will continue to happen to young girls if we don't stop him. On March 31st, King Nappy McNeil, who had previously worked with Putnam, called his actions cruel and unforgivable, and apologized for not speaking up sooner. Okay. I can 100% assure you that there wasn't a single person aware of what Nathan was doing. He said in a note on Twitter, if we had been aware, we would have taken action years ago, and Nathan would not have been considered our friend to any extent. Later that day, he amended his statement after people pointed out this contradicted a tweet from another YouTuber, JYT Gamer, who said there was a general awareness of Putnam's behavior among the group, and a few of us would pull him aside and try to speak to him and tell him to stop that pedo shit. McNeil said in his second statement that he was referring to everything since then. Oh. You swore that nothing was going on, and then you tried to pull a slick one and say something different. That same day, however, people began to come forward with allegations against McNeil himself, the most severe of which suggested that he coerced a then underage Pokemon YouTuber named Callum into dating him in 2013. Callum said he was 16 at the time and that McNeil was 21. In addition to his 500,000 YouTube subscribers, McNeil was followed by nearly 200,000 fans on his Twitch channel, which Nintendo has itself promoted. Nintendo did not respond to a request for comment. They have the tweet here. So this is a long article. I won't read all of it, but absolutely check it out at Kotaku. This is something that I mean, the headline says it right. It's it really can shake up a community. You know, despite whatever the parents nowadays say, playing games online and having other people watch you is a legitimate thing. It's a legitimate position of power for those who are successful. And that power can be easily used towards horrific purposes. It's a decently long article. Another person came out against Nappy today. Also, Nappy deleted his Twitter today. Yeah. It's one thing to say you didn't know when you apparently did know, and then to backpedal on it so quickly makes you look pretty bad. Not even, you know, taking into consideration the allegations that are already against him by himself, regardless of this other guy.
I should be careful. High security here.
I'm not going to take this time to read the article now just because it is decently long. And do want to make some decent progress today, especially in light of the fact that I wasn't able to do much last night. But please, if you want to keep yourself up to date, try to stick to the facts as much as possible. And Kotaku has... I've always respected Kotaku because they have a pretty steady track record of being able to say, you know, yes, we know all about this, this is what happened, or no, we don't know enough about this to be able to comment at this time. So, for what it's worth, I consider Kotaku to be a pretty trustworthy news source, as much as any news source can be trusted. one that came out against Snappy today happened last year. So if it's not a, well, that was 5 years ago, who cares why I bring up the past? Well, those arguments are now invalid. I think anytime anybody acts in an inappropriate manner, it's always worth at bare minimum a conversation. There we freaking go. Oh. Oh my gosh, speaking of obligations of of influencers and content creators, I do apologize to you guys. I heard back from Johnster. So I went to bed at 6:30 a.m. I'm back on my shit. Nice, nice, very nice. I heard back from Johnster today, who, if anybody does not remember, Johnster was with us during a stream. Prison Architect started talking about how his chin was bleeding and he needed to go to the hospital for stitches. I did hear back from him. He contacted me on Discord. He says he's fine. He does have stitches, and they're going to be in for several weeks. But he is okay. So I was very glad that he reached out to me about that, because I was getting kind of worried there. But I do apologize. I've actually known about that for like a day. He contacted me like yesterday. That's good. Good he's fine, not good that he's in stitches, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll take general well-being with some stitches over something worse than that any day. But, I mean, you're right. Well, as far as the King Nappy and Pokemon community sexual abuse thing goes, it's a horrible situation all around. It is my hope that people are able to come together and make sure that the people that need to change their behavior and... Sorry, it sounds weird to say get the punishment they deserve, but get the consequences they deserve. It is my hope that that happens in a very concise and swift manner.
Let's hope no one notices me here.
But thank you for keeping me up to date on that as well, Mitchell. If you could continue to keep me up to date on that, see if there are any changes in that story, I would greatly appreciate it. There are some other pieces of news that I thought were worth covering today, including one that could actually bring us to a topic of discussion. Something a bit on the lighter side of the news. Is anyone familiar with the CyberPunk 2077 game? I think in the past 3 to 4 days, people have gone through the stages of grief and are kind of ready to just move on. Don't really know why it shook me up so much as it did. It's hard. I mean, there's an element to the there's an element of the unknown to it. You know, I had no idea this was going on. How could someone that I am so invested in do this? And don't overestimate, or don't underestimate the impact of pattern of thought like that. Goody discussion where I am no doubt going to have a polarizing opinion. In CyberPunk 2077, I know only a name, not really anything about it. Well, I'll tell you what. Give me 1 second, and we are going to take a look as soon as I do that. Invested, that's the word. I kept thinking looked up and revered, but those words never really fit what I was feeling about him. Yeah, invested is a good way to put it. You know, you watch someone's content, it sounded like you were a pretty faithful content watcher. Oh, okay, no. We are not doing a 48-minute gameplay trailer. Hold up. Like at minimum 5 years. Yeah, that's a long time to spend invested in someone else, especially, like I said, with that unknown knowledge that they're involved in something so horrible. That's a difficult realization to have to come to. But some people know how to act and some people don't, and I mean, that's a sad fact, but it's a fact. We're going to take a look at CyberPunk 2077 because an interesting piece of news came out that I wanted to see what you guys thought about. So we're going to take a look at the trailer right now.
It's not just the ships, the armor, or aircraft.
Content inappropriate for children.
In 2077, they voted my city the worst place to live in America.
Sounds like Cleveland.
Main issues: sky-high rate of violence, and more people living below the poverty line than anywhere else. Can't deny it, it's all true. But everybody still wants to live here. This city's always got a promise for you. Might be a lie, an illusion, but it's there, just around the corner, and it keeps you going.
Ouchie. Oh, ow.
It's a city of dreams, and I'm a big dreamer.
Uh-oh. This looks like shit. Alright, CD Projekt Red. Very almost daily watching, hour or so a day. Even more, given he has 2 channels. That's so much time I invested into a shitty human. People are able to hide secrets for a while. No secret stays a secret forever. But secrets can stay secret for a long time. And that's a tough thing to have to wrestle with, but what is important is that this is being brought to light at all. Would it have been better to happened when this was first occurring, at risk of, you know, in the sense of like minimizing the damage, absolutely. But better come out now than to come out 20 years from now. And to have 20 years worth of other, you know, abuses and horrors. Of course, and as an audience, we see only a glimpse of a person. That's the other part, too. That's the other part of this, too, absolutely. I mean, I can tell you, I can only tell you about my experience as a content creator, but, you know, streaming, recording, I try to be as genuine as possible, but it's hard to fully communicate 100% of yourself, and it's hard to look at the content someone is making to be able to say, yes, this is the genuine person. You're absolutely right, you only get a glimpse. Excuse me while I run away from a bear. I didn't even get in here yet. Anyway, what is that? Oh. It is my hope that anyone involved in the situation on either side gets exactly what they need and exactly what they deserve. And yes, I mean that in every sense of the word. But please do keep me up to date on what happens with the story as time goes on. As far as CyberPunk goes, what'd you think of the trailer? So where did that CyberPunk 2077 tangent come from? That came from a piece of news I heard today that I wanted to... Will do? Okay, thank you. That was a piece of news that I wanted to discuss with you guys today. Because it actually involved... it involves an interesting concept in game design that I want to get your opinion on and your experience with over time. Because only being able to really speak about my own experience, I feel a certain way about it, but I want to see how you guys feel about it as well. The game looks legit, and I'm not gonna lie, that trailer kind of got me hyped for it. So I'm gonna look more into it as time goes on. I may check out that gameplay trailer on my own, just to see what that looks like. But, yeah. CyberPunk, a decently explored genre already. I'm not sure what the game looks like, if it's open world, like action RPG type deal, or what. But CD Projekt Red came out, I think it was today, or it might have been yesterday, and they had an interesting comment about the game's fail states. And for anybody watching this now or anybody watching in post, the idea of a fail state is essentially what is it that you have to do in order to fail a level or a section of a game or a task. A fail state is anything that you can do to fail. And the developers, CD Projekt Red, have come out and said that the only fail state that exists in Cyberpunk 2077 will come as a result of your character dying. Now, there's some more details that go into that, of course, and I have something from PlayStationLifestyle.net. Fail states in games can always get a bit frustrating. You want to do one thing, but the game forces you along a critical path. If you try to deviate, you'll be met with a game over screen simply because you didn't do what the game wanted you to do. In an interview with GameStar, CD Projekt Red recently revealed that outside of death, there will be no CyberPunk 2077 game over screen. Of course, the developer wants you to stay alive, so dying will mean restarting at a checkpoint to try again. But in an effort to make an immersive and engaging role-playing game, CyberPunk 2077 will let you do just about anything else in the game without ever resulting in a game over. No matter how you want to approach a mission, the story will simply adjust to your decisions and actions, rather than ending the game outright and forcing a restart at a checkpoint. In one example, at answering the question, what is... This is a quote from one of the CD Projekt Red folks. Quote, "What is the stupidest thing a player could do?" They said that you can decide to stop into a burger joint and enjoy a nice hamburger in the middle of a mission while following a target. In a worst case scenario, this could even result in the death of the target, which would not end the game outright. Instead, those actions and events will have consequences to the story. Quest designer Philip Weber believes that role-playing games should prepare for any eventuality, having contingencies built in to allow players to truly roleplay in that world without artificial walls to funnel you into what the game wants you to do. Weber also recently talked about the complexity of the missions in Cyberpunk 2077 and how The Witcher 3's mission design will pale in comparison. We also learned that Lady Gaga might appear in the game, and that CD Projekt Red will definitely be returning to E3 this year to show off even more of the game, following up last year's exciting gameplay reveal. I mean, that's kind of how a lot of games, or at least open world games, go, though, isn't it? Is it, though? How much actually changes? I mean, even take this game for an example. Based on different dialogue and action choices that you made in this game, there was a question as to who in your original family would survive. However, I would argue that the true impact of this is basically nothing. Because what does your... Did someone say Lady Gaga? Yes. Yes, Lady Gaga is apparently set to... She is supposedly making an appearance. The adjusting the story is really interesting, though. Yeah. I can't think of a game that actually does that well. Because even a game like this, you know, from a narrative perspective, having your family all live through the game is cool. But it doesn't really change much. It's just a scene about who's sitting with you at the family dinner table. And, there's a small gameplay bonus in that any surviving family member becomes a lieutenant on your ship. That's it. The narrative does not adjust in any other way. Amazon.com clicks pre-order. Well, that's just one game. Oh, you mean what I'm saying about Odyssey? Yeah, that's absolutely just one game. But the point I'm trying to make is I can't think of a game that essentially as much as CD Projekt Red is hyping this feature, I can't think of a game that does that much. I mean, can you? Can you think of a game that will let you do pretty much anything? Maybe this one will. Think of it as a non-dialogue immersion of choice and differential. Oh yeah, CyberPunk 2077. I'm just gonna call it CyberPunk, but this game certainly has the potential to do some really cool things. I can't think of a different game. There's a first for everything. Yeah. Yeah. The only game I can think of, personally, that comes close to what they're talking about here is the original Mass Effect trilogy. And here's what I mean by that. Like, it feels like it's going to be Detroit Become Human, just not dialogue based. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. In the original Mass Effect trilogy, because Mitchell, I believe you told me that you haven't played that deeper in scale and scope. Absolutely. In the original Mass Effect game, oh my word. In the original game. Correct, okay. Never seen anyone play it either. I've honestly considered doing a series about it on the channel just because that is, like, my favorite game. How can your favorite game be a 3-part series? That's cheating. Shut up! Do what I want.
Saw the commander put his sword away after killing a Spartan. Didn't he clean the blood? Surprised he could
Ooh, fingers. I don't know what ooh fingers are. In the original game, like in the first game of the trilogy, you have to choose between 2 of your crewmates. You're on a mission with your whole team. And things go pretty catastrophically wrong. So you get to a point where you have to choose. It's literally like a fork in the road. It's a think I do. I think you mean a thing I do, but whatever. There's literally a fork in the road. You're with one of them. You escort the one, and you're with the one of them, and they're doing something. Then you escort the second one over to do something else. Love an inciting incident. And in the process of escorting them to do something else, oh good, that was the one I needed to kill. I have an English degree vocabulary as well. so cheesing this, but that's okay.
Right there. You won't get away, Mistios. Aha!
That's a
There
problem.
you are.
You have to choose. Sorry, I can finish this thought, I swear. You have to choose between, are you going to go back to the first teammate who's doing something very important that's now getting attacked, or are you going to No, that's not right. You just finished dropping off a teammate to do the second thing that's important to do. And when you're just finished dropping off that second teammate, you get a call from the first one saying, "Help, I'm under fire." So you can choose to go back to them, but as the first one calls for help, the second one gets a message that they're about to be under heavy fire as well. So it's a literal fork in the road. You get part way back, and then you have to figure out, are you going to go to the first person or the second person? And of course, whoever you don't go to doesn't make it. Oh, crap. From then on, of course, they're not available as a romance option. They're not available as a combat companion. And that will even change the quests that are available. However, as I understand it, if I understand this correctly, the general path of character development will be taken by either person, regardless of who you save. Like, if you save the girl, she'll become a soldier like you, like a soldier of that same classification like you are. But the guy will do the same thing if you save the guy instead of the girl. So, that was the only game I could think of that even did something close to what CyberPunk is talking about doing. But I didn't know if you, Mitch, or anybody else watching now, were aware of any games that ever tried to do anything similar to that. They did that in Wolfenstein 2, but it's not a quest-based game. They did that in Wolfenstein? Oh. Oh, I think I remember watching that in a playthrough. I think I remember what you're talking about. I think they did that in that game. I think you're right. I think they did do that in that game. I'd be really interested to see how well they can pull that off. I don't think they're going to get it as perfectly as they've been hyping it up to be. That whole question of like, oh, what's the stupidest thing a person could do right now? I don't know if it's ever going to be possible to build in every possible player choice and do that in such a way where the game is not affected. Oh, that's a bear! Oh god, that's a bear! They could with an AI encoded software, but we don't have that technology available for video games. Yeah, you can get close. In the news podcast I was listening to, they brought up the fact that you can get super close in this regard. Really giving players an astonishing amount of choice over what they both can and want to do. The game that they brought up specifically was Grand Theft Auto 5. And having played through that game myself, I mean, I absolutely agree. You can... Side note, does AI freak you out? Yeah. Yeah, it does. I think pretty much anything that has been invented in my lifetime freaks me out to some extent. And I'll tell you why. I do not believe that people give things like technology the respect they deserve. Good answer. I think you have a lot of people right now who just blindly accept technology. And you can't blindly accept oh my word. Wait, I should sell all these. Oh my word. Insert Jurassic Park quote. Yeah, pretty much. Anything that anyone tells you is 100% good. Or is something you need. Or is something that you are going to benefit from and you should just accept it. I want you to walk far away from that person. Use that quote in my final capstone paper. Hey. It's a good quote. It's memorable. I never knew until then that it was in fact a Jurassic Park quote. That's funny. Yeah. Technology, you need to respect technology. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. I think that gaming is an excellent example of that. You know, where we are with games. Where we are with game systems and what we can do now in games is amazing. We're able to tell stories, you know, build adventures that make Pong look like something I came up with in the, you know, first grade. We really have a lot of options here. Holy crap. damage whenever time is slowed down. What is this? Oh, I see. I had to look it up so I could cite it, and I was like, wait, what? That's awesome. You told me that it was a good answer, so I guess I know what your answer is to this already, but I'll ask you. What do you think? Does AI freak you out? He couldn't catch me plagiarizing. Missed me with that crap. Oh boy. Oh, this one of those giant forts, isn't it? Crap. Yeah, very much so. Understandable, man. Understandable. Yeah. I think anything like technology, the fact that there are some good points to both sides of the argument is why it's still an argument now. I know, rocket science, but I think people kind of forget that sometimes. People say, you know, oh, how could you be afraid of technology? It's given us things like, you know, advances in medicine and science and, you know, extended our lifespans. And those things are all true. But there's also some, you know, truth to the statement that technology has caused a lot of pain, a lot of harm, a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. And not even Phil Swift himself could fix that kind of damage with his ultra strong flex tape. Technology is not AI, that's the argument. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're getting at. What do you mean technology is not AI, that's the argument? Is there really no one in here? I find that hard to believe. Wow, there really is no one in here. Technology doesn't freak me out, AI does. Oh, I see. I mean, the example you've been saying, you know, there are instances now in which, you know, companies, military, they're not the same thing. No, I agree. The argument still kind of holds, though, is my point, because you can still look at all the good things that AI has been able to do. You can also look at the bad things that AI has been able to do, or the things that it should have been able to do. Technology is AI. Learns and adapts and will kill all the humans. Yeah, I understand the difference, man. I'm with you. I'm with you. Hey! Wait. Why did that populate on my computer and not on my Xbox? Owie. Oh, I have no idea. Really? Okay, it did go off. He yeeted him backwards. Who said that? I can't believe we're like 4 days away from WrestleMania. You enjoy your WrestleMania then, brother. Oh no! You enjoy your WrestleMania. I'm actually going to call the stream here just because I'm getting super tired. I know I started late. I tried to go late to compensate for it. I know I didn't make it the whole way, but I do apologize for that. Yeah. I probably won't, knowing WWE events. They're going to fuck it up with terrible booking, and it's going to make me sad. Write a strongly worded letter. I'll say thank you everybody so much for watching. Oh, excuse me, burp. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the show today. More Assassin's Creed Odyssey goodness. I know I died at the end. Not the best way to leave an episode, but that's okay. Tomorrow we will be back into Prison Architect. I will try to read up on the game before we get into it tomorrow, just to continue on with what we're doing about grabbing all those achievements. It's probably going to be bad again, but you know, it's okay. That's what I'm telling myself, is that it's okay. But I hope you guys can come out for it, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. If you have not followed me here on Twitch, please be sure to do so you get up-to-the-minute updates about what I'm doing and when I go live. If you have not subscribed yet on YouTube, punch that subscribe button in the face like it owes you money, and slap the notification bell as well, just so you get those same updates about when I post all my new content. Check out the social media information for the Ohana. We are on Twitch, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Discord. Insert Joanne's high note from Rent. Why did my voice crack? We're on all the social medias. Yes, I said social medias. It's a joke, Mitchell. Don't freak out. Check it out. Make some friends. Have some fun. Because there's always room for more in our Ohana. But thank you everybody so much for watching. I will catch you all tomorrow. Back in prison me. She has a high note where she says we're okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I'm going to call it here so I can go crash. But I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, peace out, y'all. I'm looking at my hair in my own camera now. I'm trying to wonder, how much hair gel do you think it would take to style my hair to make me look like a Yu-Gi-Oh character? It's like up. Oh, my mind is a wonderful place.